Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Jay, man. And look at today, we are back with a different type of video. Now, look, a lot of y'all been asking my DMs. Yo, Jay, man, how do you feel about the Cenat situation? Give me your thoughts. Let's get straight to it. Now, look, before we even get to it, I want to be very clear. Not only have we given major credit to Cenat, we congratulated the brother for making history on not only Twitch, but all of these platforms. So there's no hate whatsoever, right? I'm just giving my opinion. Now, me personally, where I think Kai's, went wrong, because we seen that he brought up on his birthday that he was dealing with mental health. He went on, Twitter saying he was single, and now we're seeing him on this other YouTube channel that he's claimed that he's had. I think it's called what Kai's Mind, where he's just reading a book and eating snacks, and I don't know, right? But I feel like where Kai went wrong at, right? Because y'all keep asking me how do I feel about it. Where he went wrong at is basically disconnecting and letting the world inside his actual life, right? Now, when you are when you are famous, that's what comes with it, absolutely. But when you give the world access to your personal life, you can't, in my opinion, kind of seek sympathy. Like, for example, when you let the world know, right, take care of your mental health, there's nothing wrong with that. That could be a great message. Matter of fact, that is a great message, right? But the world looks at it as, gang, that's cool and all, but why are you telling this on camera? Like, they're looking at it like you could have kept that to yourself, because there are a lot of people out here that not only have mental health issues, but they have nowhere to go. They don't even have their next meal waiting on them. And if they make a post like that or announcing that, hey, mental health is real, people are going to tell them go get a job and things like that. So the world is looking at it as, bro, everything that Kai asked for, he said he was not only wanting to hit the goal, but he said he was going to get the, which he did, right? Of 1 million subs on Twitch. They're looking at it like, hey, we help you get to that goal. Now we understand you want to take a break, but now it's like you come back, you're telling this stuff that we're not used to you telling, right? Which meaning his personal life, because I'm pretty sure on Twitter he announced he was single. Me personally, he should have never done that. Because you got to think there's so many people that was already like, bro, like I'm tired of seeing, they were waiting on something like that because now they're going to make a story out of it, right? Which I don't know if this stuff is true or not, right? I'm going off of what he posted, right? Like I said, when you are fame, anybody is looking for you to make any mistake, right? And I feel like where he went wrong at, letting the world, when you start making tweets about your personal life, people on TikTok, I don't even be on TikTok. People on TikTok are waiting to make a story, waiting to make a rumor out of something, right? And he can't really get mad because he gave y'all that access, right? He gave y'all that access. Now him reading, right? Because y'all like, well, I don't see the issue with him reading and eating snacks on camera. The issue with that is, again, if you were really struggling with that stuff, they looking at it as, why make that on the second channel? They're looking at it like this. Me personally, I'm gonna give my example. Well, I'm gonna give my take on what he should have done. On the Kai's Mind channel, he should have kept that channel for the stuff behind the scenes of like mafia-thons, and if he did vlogs or vacations and showing the world that he was still in a great mind and just chilling. But when he's posting, learning how to read a book, eating snacks, it's like, what happened? It's like there's people there's people that's going through way much more worse. It's how the world is looking at it. Like, gang, we're not gonna feel sympathy because you got everything that you really asked for. It's how the world's looking at it, right? But in his mind, he's looking at it like, yo, listen, chat, I'm just telling y'all, like, you can be better. But the chat's like, yeah, you can, but this ain't the way to do it. You see what I'm saying? And another thing I'm gonna say what he should have done, if you want to make your brand cool, right? Great idea. If you wanted to show the world that you can, because again, not everybody's perfect. Nobody on this, I don't care how, smart you are. I don't care how creative you are. I don't care how good you look. Pause. Nobody's perfect, right? Nobody is. Everybody's human. Everybody got issues. Everybody does. But you will never know until the person tells you or brings you and takes you over to their path, right? Or let them know inside their inside world, right? So I feel like what he should have done was, and again, I hope I'm not trying to get from topic to topic. I'm trying to stay on task here. He should have streamed. I'm not saying you got to stream forever. Like, I'm not saying you got to stream all day. I'm saying he should have went live on Twitch saying, yo, look, chat, I'm back for now, but this is what I want to show, what I've been working on, why I have been gone. And I guarantee you guys, the chat would have said, W brand, we're proud of you. Something like that. Because one, you're still connecting with your audience. You're still showing them, yo, look, I'm still here. I'm working on this. They probably wouldn't have an issue with it. But it's like when you go on that Kai's mind and you start doing, it's like the chat's like, why couldn't you tell us straight up? Why'd you have to disappear and go to another channel, right? Which already has like almost already 500,000 subs, right? To where you couldn't just tell us on the stream. So it's like, to me, he went wrong by letting y'all in his personal life, which that's his choice, right? But there's consequences with that stuff. There's stories that people are waiting to make. There's rumors that people are waiting to make. And like I said, the way the world works right now, it involves money. If you have money, nobody cannot talk to you, gang. No one. And I'm not saying it's all about money. I'm just saying the world we live in today, if you have money, nobody can really talk to you. That's just how it is. Money right now in this world is everything. Now, to everybody, money isn't everything, right? But to the average person, money gonna fix a lot of their problems, right? That's how the world's looking at it. Now, like I said, if you would have the reading stuff, if you would have been reading a book, right, on stream, and the chat have been like, they probably would have been like, okay, at least he's still streaming and showing us what he's doing, showing us that he's still not perfect. He's, trying to be a better reader, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But he didn't do that. He disappeared for, what was it, a month or a couple, I think it was about a month. And he lets the internet know that, he made this second YouTube channel, right? Well, no, he let us know first that mental health was real, which everybody knew that, right? Which was a great message. Then he let us know that his girl or something, you're saying he will forever be single. Brought us into that situation. Well, not us, but I'm just saying he brought the world into the personal life of him in his relationship, right? And now the YouTube channel of reading a book and eating, grapes, right? It's like, dang, the world is not gonna want. They're not gonna want to seek sympathy. They want to see you continue to be, Kai Cenat. They don't want to see you be upset. Because they're not used to that. The average person, when you put on a Kai Cenat stream, there's going to be an activity going on. It's going to be loud. It's going to be lit. They're not used to you in like a cave and reading because you were never doing that in the first place. Now, when you were off stream, maybe you were doing that. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel he should have kept that to himself instead of showing the world that side, because now the world, they've been waiting on this. They've been waiting on it. Now, like I said before, bro, not hating, but to me, I don't think it's really a situation. I think it's something to where all you had to do was really show the stream what you were working on. You had a project, or, look, man, I'm going to show you, nobody's perfect. I'm trying to be a better reader, right? The chat probably would have said, hey, W reading, W listening. Y'all know how the chat can be nowadays. But when you leave the chat and you disappear and you start tweeting about your personal life, the chat's going to make a story out of that stuff. The chat's going to say, oh, that's lame. Oh, that's what they're going to do because they don't have the sources that you have, right? Like I said before, if Kai wanted to disappear for 4 months and just be on an island, he could do that. The average person, they don't have that access. The average person that has struggling with mental health, they don't have the access that he has. He can get the help immediately if that's the case. But the average person, they can't do that. That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, all he had to do was keep his inside life to himself. Don't show the internet that, because now they're going to make something out of it. And we've seen that. Now we're seeing that. Now we're seeing all of these things about he's quitting streaming, which he didn't quit streaming, y'all. I mean, I'm not somebody that reports on people that be on Twitch and things like that. He's not going to quit streaming. That's not going to happen. But like I said, to me, that's why I feel like where he went wrong is making that second YouTube channel, right? My controller's about to fall. That's why I look down because, I use my controller to make my videos, like I told you, right? Like, look, I make my controllers to make my videos, right? So that's what I was doing. But when you show the internet that side of your life, there's, like I said, there's consequences with that. Um, Now for somebody out there to, want to, you don't want to be in a situation because you feel like he's under fire or he's depressed. Again, it's the internet. They know what you show, right? Like there's a lot of stuff. Like I said, nobody's perfect. There's a lot of stuff that I have that I deal with that y'all don't know because I don't tell y'all, right? But trust me, I'm human. There's nothing perfect about me. Y'all don't know me though, right? Y'all know what I show y'all, right? Like if I get into it with somebody, I'm not gonna go on Twitter and show because now the world is gonna know what's going on. But I gave them that access. Like I said, as soon that situation where he said that he was single, it was a bad idea to post it to the world to show, bro. Because it's showing that now, because people are saying, now I don't know if it's the case, people are saying the relationship is why he's doing this. But I feel the reason why he's doing this is because maybe he does see better than what he could be. But you still could have done it with while the chat was there because the chat, like he says, if it wasn't for the chat, there wouldn't be no real Kai Cenat, right? So I feel like if he would have still been there with the chat and let the chat know while streaming my projects and what I have planned and letting y'all know what I have going on would have been a better situation instead of people trying to feel sad for him and, you know, he's going through a lot. When, like I said, the average person, they're going through way much more worse and they probably don't have their next meal tomorrow. While he has a lot of sources, a lot of access to get the help without the camera involved, right? Now, when I say without the camera involved, there's two things. You could have done the route of, hey, I got a lot going on in my life, right? But I'm not going to tell the world. Or you could have streamed saying, yo, look, chat, I've been going through some things, being straight up with y'all, but this is the project I've been working on. Those two things would have been better instead of announcing it to the world, giving access to the world of what you're really dealing with and why you quit and things like that. Which I don't like. I don't think he quit streaming. I think, like he said in the video, which I believe he said that he quit downplaying the person that he can be or something like that, right? But like I said, I just feel like if he would have, still been with the chat and telling y'all what plans he had, we wouldn't be having a discussion right now. He wouldn't be under fire. He wouldn't be getting all of this bashing and things like that. And the situation with the school, I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that alone, right? But like I said, when you give the internet access to your personal life, this is what comes with it. And it's up to you as the person, as the creator, are you gonna give them that access or not, right? Now, listen, learn from a lot of people that are probably trying to figure out because you probably want to do content, right? Again, this is up to you on what you want to tell the internet about what you're doing and what you have. Like I said, there's a lot about me that y'all haven't learned yet or don't know because I haven't gave y'all that access. Now, have I done vlogs? Absolutely, right? Have I done streams for hours? Absolutely. But that's streaming. I'm still human, but there's things outside of my, streaming life that y'all don't know about me because I don't tell y'all, right? So, like I said, man, I don't want to make this the longest video, a quick little 15-minute video. And yeah, man, that's just my take on it. Do I feel sad for Kai? No, I don't. I really don't. Because like I said, there's a lot of people out in this world right now going through way much more worse. And they don't have the source. They don't have anything to uplift them. All they have is themselves. They don't have nothing to lean. They don't have nobody to go on the phone and call. They don't have none of this stuff. All they have is themselves. And that's what I'm saying. That's how the world looks at it, right? People don't have the same situation of decisions they can go of that route because they don't have those opportunities, right? And when I mean like opportunities, I mean like if they need a therapist, call one right now. They can't do that. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can go get the help immediately. He has those sources. He has those opportunities. You see what I'm saying? So I don't feel bad. I just feel like this is what's going to happen when you show the world your personal life, when you give them access to your personal life. That's all this is. But other than that, like I said, man, I hope people continue to chase their goals, right? Again, the message of you can be better than what you are, yeah, that's a great message. But taking the world in and giving them access to your personal life, there's going to be something that comes with it. Like I said, rumors, all types of discussions. But like I said, man, like I said, I feel I'm talking in a circle now. Let me know how you got in the comment section. Um, yeah, man, that's just my thoughts on it. Like I said, there's no hate, there's no issue. I'm just giving my opinion on how I feel about the situation. Other than that, like I said, your boy J Mig, you're in the Vibes Man Glove Motion all 226, right? I'm speaking special all 2026, right? Just we say that real quick. But yeah, man, I'm gonna sign out of here, bro. But like I said, man, y'all just keep going, stay on your path, stay on your grind, and you continue to be you. Great message. Continue to be you. Um, Always don't ever like limit yourself in saying what you can and can't do. Just continue to keep going, right? And at the end of the day, let's say you haven't made your goals yet, you're still here for a reason. So make these days count, right? Make for whatever reason you're still here count. Everybody on this world has a gift. And maybe for some people, it's not creating content. I'm not saying that, I'm just saying in general. Like, not content is not for everybody. Fame is not for everybody, right? There's a lot of things that come with it. And you got to be prepared for that. But like I said, the fact that you're still here, right? You still have an opportunity, make something out of it. Make sure it's positive though, right? We want to send a great message out before we end the video. So that's what we're going to do, right? Take care of yourselves. Make sure y'all healthy. Drink y'all water. If y'all think I'm capping, look, bottle water right here. Stay hydrated. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, other than that, it's your boy J Mid. Talk to me in the comment section, chat. I'm out. Let me take some water real quick because y'all thinking like, bro, he just has bottle water sitting there. Matter of fact, I'll finish this right here for y'all. Gone. Right? Like I said, man, I'm out of here.